And with that, we welcome you to day 2 of this fantastic sunny weekend in Gresham, Oregon, as we bring you today's Saturday matinee between the Mount Hood Saints and the Chemeketa Storm. We'll get to starting lineups in just a second, but first for the Chemeketa Storm, they come into this game with a record of 3-9. They dropped both their games against Southwest Oregon yesterday. And for the Mount Hood Saints, they come in still undefeated on the year, 15-0, as we are getting set here for game number 1. Leading off for the Cougars, leading off for the Storm. I'm still on yesterday. Leading off for Chemeketa will be number 17, Cassandra Douglas. She will be followed by Sierra Hernandez. She will be followed by Isabel Trevino. And then we will have Jessica Rule, followed by Ashley Isaac. And to round out the 9 for the Storm, we have number 14, that is Abby Cavazos. Number 8, Ruby Schumacher. Number 9, Maddie Forst. And number 10, Hannah Tapuosa. Pitching on the mound for the Saints, number 28, Bella Carrazzo. As we are just about set for first pitch. First pitch from Carrazzo to start Saturday afternoon is just a little low for ball 1. Our umpires today, behind the plate, Wade Fergus. On the bases, Larry Varner. They will switch roles for game number 2. As the 1-0 from Carrazzo, swing and miss, 1-1. Cassandra Douglas bats a 3-10 as she takes the 1-1 inside for ball 2. Catching for the Saints is number 3, Lily Bravo. 2-1 the count here on Douglas. The pitch, swing and a miss, 2-2. Bacchus is led by their head coach Chelsea Quails and assistant coach Lacey Rojas. Mount Hood Saints are led by their head coach Brittany Hendrickson and assistants Taylor Gould, Kayla Gron, and Ryan Snowadsky. 2 balls and 2 strikes here, the count on Douglas as Carrazzo sets fires, and that one is up high for ball 4. It was actually 3 balls and 2 strikes. So it's a leadoff walk for the Storm. And that puts Douglas on first. And now that will bring up number 12, Sierra Hernandez. So runner on first. Nobody down here in the first. As that one lifted out into right field, but it's foul. It hits the shed. So it's on 1. Want to know the count here on Hernandez as Carrazzo sets fires again. That one just a bit outside. Throw back to first is not going to be there. So now the count is 1 ball and 1 strike on Sierra Hernandez. Carrazzo in the set again as she fires the next pitch. Swing and a miss, 1-2. One and two the count here to Hernandez. Carrazzo fires again outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two and two to Hernandez. Carrazzo again. Swing and a miss as that one gets away. Throw down to first is not going to be there, and that is going to be out number 1. So 1 gone here in the top of the first. Still a runner on first. That brings up number 5, Isabel Trevino. Her first pitch is just a bit outside for ball 1. Trevino bat 280. 1-0 the count. Carrazzo fires again. Just up high, 2-0. Two balls and no strikes here on Trevino. Carrazzo once again in the set. And the pitch is in there for a called strike, 2-1. Saints swept the Clackamas Cougars yesterday as the pitch, swing and a miss, 2-2. Chemeketa dropped both at home yesterday to Southwest Oregon, who the Saints will host in their next game next Saturday afternoon. Carrazzo the 2-2. Swing and a ball lifted out into left field. That's going to be a base hit. As Douglas goes to second, she'll stay there. And it's a 1-out single for Trevino. And now the Storm have runners on first and second with only 1 gone. So that brings up Jessica Rule. First pitch from Carrazzo is just a bit outside for ball 1. One ball and no strikes. Count here on Rule. And the pitch. That one just missed the zone, 2-0. Two balls, no strikes here on Jessica Rule. Carrazzo with the set again, and she fires. Up high, 3 balls, no strikes. Three no the count with 2 on, 1 out. Carrazzo again sets and delivers. Lifted up, and that one's going to get out of play. 2-1. Two balls and a strike here on Rule. 2 on. And the pitch is fouled back, 2-2. She started the at-bat with 2 straight balls. And now 2 consecutive fouls has brought the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. There's 1 out here in the top of the first. Nobody has scored just yet. Next pitch from Carrazzo, lifted out, and that one's going to get out of play as well. So the count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two and two here on Rule. As Carrazzo once again will get ready. 2 runners on and the pitch lifted up. That one is out of play again. 3 consecutive balls out of play. 5 consecutive foul balls, which means 5 consecutive strikes following a 2-0 count. Still 2-2. Carrazzo once again to rule. Swing and a miss. Struck her out. Got her with a high riser. And that'll be out number 2 here in the top half of inning number 1. So that'll bring up Allie Isaac. 2 on, 2 out. Carrazzo sets and fires. Outside for ball 1. Carrazzo again with the set. And the 1-0 is just outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Carrazzo again fires the 2-0. Swing and a miss, 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike here on Isaac. Carrazzo once again in the set. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. 2-2. The scoreboard is lit up with 2s. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Allie Isaac once again the pitch. Just outside and the count full. Both these teams, for some reason on a 70-degree day, are wearing dark unis. The 2-2 lifted out of play as it goes over the first base dugout. Saints wearing the black unis, red numbers, white pants. Storm wearing the black unis, white numbers, black pants. Two and two the count here to Isaac once again. Carrazzo the pitch is fouled back. And so it remains 2-2 once more. Two balls, 2 strikes here to Isaac. 2 on and 2 out. Carrazzo sets, fires, and did she go? She did. Strike 3. And I believe that was actually strike 3 called by the umpire. So that will end the top half of the inning. The Storm leave 2 on as we go to the bottom half of the first, still scoreless of game 1 of our doubleheader here on this Saturday afternoon. We got a double feature today as not only the Mount Hood softball team playing 2 games here at home, but also the Mount Hood baseball team playing over at Osland Field. They have 2 games. They're not sure who they are playing, as we are here for you, bringing you softball action as the baseball games happening this afternoon. So fans here at Mount Hood can take their choice of going to softball or going to baseball. Or you can choose to watch us. We appreciate those of you that are tuned in. Saints head coach Brittany Hendrickson, just have to make a mention real quick. It is, like I said earlier, it is 70 degrees, and yet she is wearing pants and a jacket. So not sure why she's doing that. Although my cameraman Janice is also wearing a black fleece, so maybe just trying to protect themselves from the sun. Ava Carroll will lead things off here for the Saints in the bottom half of the first as she pops the first pitch out of play, and that is strike number one. Ava Carroll had two back-to-back home runs in the second game against the Clackamas Cougars last night. She faces an 0-1 count to start today. And the pitch down low, but in there for a called strike, and she's down 0-2. Oh, 2 is popped back, so it remains 0-2. On the mound for the Chemeketa Storm, number 24, Jessica Rule. Catching for the Chemeketa Storm, number 17, Cassandra Douglas. Ava Carroll with an 0-2 count. And the pitch, swing and a ball lifted out into center field, and it drops for a base hit to the wall. Carroll around first. She's going to go to second. She's there safely, and a leadoff double to start things off here in the bottom half of the first for the Mount Hood Saints. So now Madison Walker, who wore 22 yesterday, she is wearing number 6 today. She also had a home run against Clackamas. It was a confusing home run because at first it looked foul, but then the umpires determined it was a fair ball that went over the fence. So Ava Carroll on second, first pitch to Madison Walker is lifted out of play, and that one, kind of like her home run, it did not go as far, went halfway through the outfield and over the first base line, and it's 0-1. Oh and 1 here to Madison Walker. The pitch from Rule, right down the middle, but it's just a bit outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. One and 1 count here on Madison Walker. The pitch and a ball lifted out into left field, and that one is foul. So it's 1-2. Some special guests we did not have yesterday. A couple of wasps flying by us. Just trying to leave them alone. 1-2 count here on Madison Walker. The pitch is lifted out into center field, base hit. Gonna get to the wall, right towards us. Picked up. Ava Carroll will score. Madison Walker, RBI double, and the Saints on the board here in the first. It's 1-0. Number 26, Peyton Foreman is next for the Saints. The pitch from Rule hits her, and she will take first. So now the Saints have 2 on with nobody out, as that brings up Hope Burke. Madison Walker on second. Peyton Foreman on first. The pitch from Rule is low for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to count here on Hope Burke with 2 on. The pitch lifted into left field, dropping foul. No, it's fair. It was a fair ball, landed just on the line. 2 days in a row, we have balls that are fair that looked foul, but it's an RBI for Hope Burke, and the Saints lead 2-0. As Peyton Foreman will go to second. So once again, the Saints have runners on first and second, as that brings up Gina Allen. So here is the pitch again from Rule. Allen dribbles that one down the third base line, but it's foul. It's 0-1. Saints with 2 runs early on here in this first game. They dropped the first 2 to Clackamas yesterday. They came back in game 1 after being down by 2. They ended up winning that game 9-4. And then they dominated in game 2, 15-1. They lead game 1 here 2-0 as the next pitch on the way is lifted for a base hit. It's going to get into center field. Rounding third, coming into scores, Peyton Foreman. Throw home is going to be cut off by the pitcher, and the Saints with an early 3-0 lead here in the first. Lily Bravo next for the Mount Hood Saints with Hope Burke on second and Gina Allen on first. Jessica Rule in the set. Once again, she fires it as Bravo dribbles that one back to the dugout, and it's 0-1. No balls and a strike to count here on Bravo. Ruled the formation and the pitch. Dribbled fair. Is that one going to get through into left field once again? Coming in to score is Burke. As Allen goes to third. Bravo an RBI single. And now the Saints have runners on the corners leading 4-0. So now it's Jasmine Lara with runners on first and third, still nobody out. And the first pitch is in there for a called strike as Bravo will take second. So now the Saints with runners in scoring position. They have a 4-0 lead here in game number 1. Storm trying to get a defensive stop as the preceding pitch is down low and the count goes to 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count here on Jasmine Lara. Rule sets again, fires up high, 2-1. Two balls and a strike here on Lara. Allen on third as the pitch is just a bit low for ball 3. So that's 3 balls and a strike. Lily Bravo on second. 3-1 count. Rule fires. In there for a strike and the count full. Jasmine Lara with a 3-2 count. Nobody out, bottom one. The pitch. Dribbled down the line, foul. So she extends the at-bat for at least another pitch. Three and two the count. Rule fires, it's lifted up, and that one is going to get out of play. Just missing the Mount Hood fans next to the dugout. So it's 3 and 2 again on Lara. Saints 4, Storm nothing. Bottom of the first in our first of two. Rule fires. Down low. And it'll be a walk. So that'll load the bases. As that brings up Jasmine Kappas. Bases loaded, nobody out. Saints 4, Storm nothing. The pitch from Rule up high for ball one. So now we have a meeting of the infield at the mound. Saints with a 4-0 lead to start game one. And we got runners on all the bases. Gina Allen on third. Lily Bravo on second. Jasmine Lara on first. Saints in the first inning against Clackamas in the second game yesterday. Batted through the lineup. And they are a couple batters away from doing that again here in this first game. Rule sets again, fires, and that one is downstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. Izzy Brockmiller is on deck. 2-0, swing and a miss, 2-1. Two balls and a strike here, the count. Next pitch on the way, fouled back, 2-2. Saints starting this first game strong. It's a 2-2 count here on Kappas. Rule the pitch. Lifted towards and into center field. Coming in to score a couple of players. Allen will score, Bravo will score. And it's 6-0 Saints. 2 runs on the RBI from Jasmine Kappas. So that sends Jasmine Lara to second. She stays there. That brings up Izzy Brockmiller. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the first. Saints leading at 10-0. She dribbles that one down the line. Throw to first is not going to be in time. So the Saints once again load the bases with nobody out. And that'll bring us back to the top of the order with Ava Carroll once again. Bases loaded once again for the Saints. Nobody out. Bottom one, leading 6-0. Ava Carroll, who has already batted in this inning, will go again as she lifts that one up into left field, but it's out of play. Owen won the count here on Ava Carroll, who had a leadoff double. As she dribbles that one down, and throw to first is going to be there for out number one. It's going to send another run home. So scoring is Jasmine Lara, as now Jasmine Kappas goes to third. Brockmiller goes to second. On the out by Ava Carroll, so there's one down, but it's 7-0 Saints. Madison Walker again. Had a double. Swing and a miss on the first pitch. 0-1. Storm have one out here in the bottom of the first. Next pitch to Walker is inside, 1-1. One and one the count here on Maddie Walker. And the pitch. And that one gets into the field, but it's going to be foul, as it was just past the third base line. So now it's 1-2. Once again, Jasmine Kappas is the runner on third. Izzy Brockmiller, the runner on second. Nobody's on first. The fired from rule is down low, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rule fires again. Lifted out into center field, back towards the wall, and it's off the wall. Going home and scoring is Kappas. And now going home and sliding in safely is Izzy Brockmiller. 2 more runs on the RBI from Madison Walker. It's 8-0 Saints. Correction, 9-0 Saints. So Peyton Foreman again. As Madison Walker clears second and third, takes second herself. Saints with 1 on and 1 out, leading 9-0, getting the first 9 here in the first. Jessica Rule in the set. First pitch to Foreman is out towards left field, or out towards right field, but it's foul over the fence and out of play. Peyton Foreman with an 0-1. The pitch out towards left field, catch is made, and tagging up, but now going back is Madison Walker, as the catch was made out in left field. And there's 2 down. Maddie Forrest is the left fielder who made the catch. Here's Hope Burke again, as that one is inside, but called for a strike, and it's 0-1. Jessica Rule once again in the set. Fires the 0-1, and it's in there, 0-2. 0-2 the count here on Burke. The pitch. Down the line, foul. So it remains 0-2. Burke with an 0-2 again. The pitch. Swing and a miss. She strikes out, and the Storm finally get out of the first, but not before giving up the first 9 runs to the Saints at the end of 1. It's Mount Hood 9, Chemeketa nothing. Abby Cavasso will lead things off here in the top of the second. Saints scored 9 runs on 8 hits in that first inning. That first pitch just missed the zone, ball 1. So now the count 1-0 here on Cavasso. Next pitch, swing and a miss, 1-1. Next pitch on the way up high, 2-1. Two balls and a strike here on Cavazos. The pitch, and that one fouled, 2-2. Bella Carrazzo back on the mound for the Saints. Abby Cavazos at the plate for the Storm with a 2-2. The pitch, down low and the count full. Three balls, 2 strikes here on Cavazos. The leadoff batter in the second as she pops that one up out of play over the first base dugout, remains 3-2. Once again, the pitch is there for called strike 3 for out number 1. So down goes Cavazos. Next is Ruby Shoemaker. As her first pitch from Carrazzo. Check swing, she did not go, ball 1. Carrazzo again, the set and the pitch. Inside, ball 2. Two balls and no strikes here. Next pitch to Shoemaker. Inside, 3-1. 3-0. Carrazzo again with the pitch. 3-0. Right down the middle, 3-1. Three balls and a strike. The pitch. Swing and a miss, and the count full. Ruby Shoemaker, 240 average. No home runs this year, and she will walk. So Maddie Forst will try to bring the deficit back a little bit for Chemeketa with 1 on and 1 out here in the top of the second, trailing 9-0 to the Mount Hood Saints, who are still undefeated this year, 15-0 after beating Clackamas in 2 games yesterday. First pitch, swing and a miss, 0-1. Bella Carrazzo, the pitch once again. And that one up high. And it's 1-1. One and one the count. The pitch to Forst. Swing and a miss. 1-2. One and two the count here to Forst. The pitch. Swing and a miss. She goes down on strikes for out number 2. Hannah Tapaso will round out the bottom of the order for the Storm. 2 outs here in the top of the second. The first pitch is outside. Throw back to first is not in time. Hannah Tapasoa, 208. She does have 1 home run on the season. And that one is just a bit low. Ball 2. Carrazzo sets and fires again. And that one is there for a strike, and it's 2-1. Two balls and a strike on Tapasoa as she fouls that one, 2-2. Twos are all over the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, second inning. Carrazzo again will fire as that one is fouled back. Tapasoa remains alive in the count. Saints 9, Storm 0. The pitch outside and the count full. Here on Tapasoa. Three balls and two strikes. The pitch is foul. So we continue. Tapasoa again with a 3-2. Up high, and a 2-out walk will put runners on first and second. Back to the top of the order, Cassandra Douglas. Takes that first pitch outside, ball one. Shoemaker on second. Tapasoa on first, the 1-0. Down low, 2 balls and no strikes. Two and 0 here to Douglas. Swing and a miss, 2-1. Two on, 2 out. The 2-1. Outside, 3-1. Douglas, who walked back in the first. So 3-1 the count here on Douglas, with runners on first and second for Chemeketa. Carrazzo fires, and that one is lifted out into the field. It's a base hit. Rounding third, staying there is Shoemaker. So now the Storm have the bases loaded, as that brings up Sierra Hernandez. First pitch to Hernandez is in for a called strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch outside, 1-1. Saints trying to get out of a big jam. As Chemeketa has now loaded the bases with 2 outs here in the second. The pitch, swing and a miss. It's 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes on Sierra Hernandez. The pitch outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Carrazzo the set again, the 2-2. right down the middle, called strike 3. And the Saints get out of a huge jam. Chemeketa leaves them loaded. We go to the bottom of the second. It's still 9-0 in favor of the Saints.
Okay, that's where I was like, wait, let's try to promote that. The girls get it.
Jessica Rule remains on the mound for the Storm here in the bottom half of the second. Saints leading off will be Gina Allen. She singled back in the first. Saints lead at 9-0 here in game one as she fouls the first one back off the post, and it's 0-1. Little busier here on the Mount Hood campus with both softball and baseball going on today. But it's a beautiful day for both sports as Allen fouls that one back, and it's 0-2. 70 degrees and sun, as we will see once again tomorrow, but we will not have any softball for you tomorrow. Allen with an 0-2 count, and the pitch as she dribbles that one out towards second. Throw to first is in time, and there's one down. So Ruby Shoemaker makes the throw. One up, one down for the Storm here in the bottom half of the second. So now here's Lily Bravo. As the pitch from Rule is lifted out towards shortstop. Throw to first, got her. And there's two away. Sierra Hernandez makes the throw to first. As now that brings up Jasmine Lara. 2 up, 2 down for the Mount Hood Saints so far here in the bottom half of the second. First pitch on its way is in there for a strike. It's 0-1. No balls and a strike is the count here on Lara, as that one is just a bit outside and high for ball one. Chemeketa trying to get out of a second inning in which they gave up 9 runs in the first. That pitch down low, 2 balls and 1 strike. The count here now on Jasmine Lara. Rule the set and the pitch. Just a bit high, and it's 3 balls, 1 strike. Three balls and a strike to count here on Bravo. The pitch. And that one just up high. A 2-out walk for Lily Bravo. I'm sorry, a 2-out walk for Jasmine Lara, as that will bring up Jasmine Kappas. Kappas, who singled back in the first as well. Now with Laura on first, that one is dribbled down. Here's the flip over to second, and the play cannot be made. A 2-out single for Jasmine Kappas puts runners on first and second for the Saints, as that'll bring up Izzy Brockmiller. The first 2 batters for the Saints went down pretty easy. The next couple have gotten on base, and now Izzy Brockmiller has a chance to extend the Saints lead before we reach the end of this second inning, as there is a meeting at the mound for the Chemeketa Storm. The strong defensive stand they made early on in this inning starting to slip away a little bit, as now the Saints have 2 on with 2 out. Brockmiller had a single back in the first. And the pitch is up high for ball 1. Rule fires to Brockmiller again, and that one is in there for a strike, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, here we got two. Everyone in the air. Let's go. Score.
1 ball, 1 strike here on Brockmiller. The pitch is out towards center, and it drops for a base hit. Rounding third, coming in to score is Jasmine Lara. Jasmine Kappas goes to third. It's a 2-out RBI double for Izzy Brockmiller, and the Saints now put a 10th spot on the board. They lead 10-0. Back to the top of the order now for the Saints. Ava Carroll, her 3rd at-bat of the game, as that will be strike number 1, called by the umpire. Two on with 2 out once again for the Saints, who lead 10-0. The pitch is popped up, and it will go out of play. And now it's 0-2. Oh, and 2 the count here on Ava Carroll. The pitch is low and away for ball 1. One, 2. Outside, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes here to Ava Carroll. Jessica Rule the pitch down low, as now Kappas comes in to score. She scores standing. Saints 11, Chemeketa nothing. Brock Miller will take third. And the count now full on Ava Carroll.
Here we go.
The pitch from Rule. Lifted out towards center, dropping for a base hit. Gets to the wall. Carroll is second. Brock Miller will score. And now the Saints have a dozen. It's 12-0 here in the second.
Why?
Madison Walker, her third at bat of the game. Ava Carroll on second, as Walker will fire that to third base. Throw to first is there. And Chemeketa gets out of the second inning, but not before they give up 3 more runs. At the end of 2, the Mount Hood Saints lead the Chemeketa Storm 12-0. New pitcher for the Saints on the mound, number 15, Camille Schmitz, taking over for Bella Carrazzo. Isabel Trevino will lead things off here in the top half of the third. Saints leading 12-0 here in game number 1. Still have a second game to bring you this afternoon. Schmitz fires her first of the day as that one is lifted out towards second. It's going to get there. Throw over to first is in time for the out. And now the head coach for Clackamas asking for a review. Both umpires are going to convene. The call on the field is out. We'll see if that is changed. Trevino stays on first, thinking that she is safe, and she is out after discussion. Now they call her safe. So they overturn the call. Was very close. In real time, it looked too close to call. So now a runner on first. As the first pitch taken there for a called strike here on Jessica Rule. 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Next pitch, 0-2 is down low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes. The count here on rule. Outside, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Schmitz fires. That one down. Third base, throw to second there. Throw to first is not going to be made. Madison Walker chooses not to make the play as the runner was already there. Jessica Rule safe at first. Isabel Trevino is out at second. So there's 1 out here in the top of the third. Saints leading this game 12-0 over the Chemeketa Storm. That brings up Allie Isaac. Her first pitch is in there for a called strike. 0-1 the count. Schmitz fires. That one lifted out into left field. Back is Burke. She can't get it. It's to the wall. Throws it in. Play is made there. The cutoff is made. 1 base is all Jessica Rule takes. She's now on second. And it's a 1-out single for Allie Isaac. So here is Abby Cavazos. The pitch, dribble down the line, foul, 0-1 as it's picked up by one of the Chemeketa assistant coaches. Thrown back to the mound. Rules on second. Isaac is on first. That pitch is in there for a strike, and it's 0-2. And that one lifted up, and that one's going to get a play as it hits the top of the first base dugout. So the count remains 0-2. Abby Cavazos again. That one, swing and a miss. Throw down to first is not there. Rounding third and coming home to score is Jessica Rule. Here's the throw to third. They got her at third for out number 2. But the Chemeketa Storm are on the board. The drop third strike error made by the Mount Hood Saints. And that is actually out number 3. So the run still scores. And we head to the bottom half of the third. They have not changed the scoreboard. I believe the run scored because it happened before the play. I think there might have been somebody on first. That's why. Because you can't run to first on a drop third if there's somebody occupying the base. And I think that's what it was. There was somebody on first base already. So the drop third strike is irrelevant. That was out number 3, and we go to the bottom half of the third after a little bit of confusion. But the Saints leading 12-0 here over Chemeketa. Midway through 3. Jasmine Barella will lead things off here in the bottom half of the third for the Saints, who are on top 12-1 as they just changed the scoreboard. So the run does score. As she hits that one back, and that one's over the fence and gone. The Saints adding on to their lead, starting things off with a home run here in the bottom of the third. They now lead at 13-1. Oh, Burke, second up here in the third. As her first pitch swung on and missed for strike one. Oh, and 1 the count here to Burke. Next pitch on the way in there for strike two. Barella with the solo shot into left to start the third, adding a run for the Saints. Burke the pitch, just a bit high, and it's 1-2. One and two to Burke. Swing and a miss. One down. G. Allen with the bunt. Throw to first. Not going to be made. A one-out single for Gina Allen, as that will bring up Lily Bravo. Maggie Bryan hitting for Lily Bravo now. We just heard the at-bat change from public address, Albert Hensley, as Bryan swings and misses for strike one. Oh, 1 the count here to Bryan. Allen on first. That one down there for a strike. And the count now 0-2. One out here in the bottom of the third. Saints 13, Chemeketa 1. Next pitch, and that is throw down to second, is not going to be there in time. It's a stolen base for Gina Allen. And the count now 1-2. One and two to Bryan here. Jessica Rule still on the mound for the Storm, as that one is lifted out into center field, dropping for a base hit. Rounding third and going to stay there is Allen, as the defense holds here for Chemeketa. No runs scored on that play, but now the Saints have runners on the corners, first and third, with only one out here in the third. So now it's Jasmine Lara. And there was a ball just hit into right field that came all the way from the batting cage. One got away. Jessica Rule in the set again. It was Burke who hit that ball into the field from the batting cage. As that pitch a little low for ball one here on Jasmine Lara. Jasmine Lara, 1-0 count. Runners on the corners. That one just a bit outside. 2 balls, no strikes. She walked in the last inning. She faces a 2-0 count with 1 out here in the bottom of the third. As that one is high, 3 balls and no strikes. As Maggie Bryan will take second. So now we have Gina Allen on third, Maggie Bryan on second. Lara's next pitch is in there for a strike, and it's 3-1. Three-one pitch here from Rule. Lifted out and into the field. That's a base hit. Rounding third, Maggie Bryan's going to come in to score. Over to second is Lara. A 1 out, 2-run RBI, and the Saints extend the lead again, 15-1 here in the third, as both Gina Allen and Maggie Bryan come in to score on the double from Jasmine Lara. First pitch to Jasmine Kappas down in the dirt for ball one. Want to know the count here to Kappas? Pitch up high, 2 balls and no strikes. Two and 0 the count. Rule fires. Up high, 3-0. 3-0. Now we have another meeting for the Chemeketa Storm on the mound between all the infield. Saints leading this first game 15-1. We're in the bottom half of the third. Jasmine Lara is on second. Jasmine Kappas is at the plate. She had a single back in the second and a single back in the first. Saints trying to open this game up a little bit more as the pitch is in there for a strike, and it's 3-1. Three and 1 the count here to Kappas. Rule in the form. And the pitch. Out into nothingness. As that one goes out of play. Three and 2 the count, it's full. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck her out for out number 2. Another batting change as Naturel Perez comes in. Now convening with Coach Hendrickson. Two gone here in the third. Saints lead it 15-1. Game two coming up next. This one will end after 5 if the result holds. A very moderately to slow-paced game thus far. The 2 games against Clackamas yesterday went by in a breeze. A little bit more slower today, but still a big lead for the Saints as that one by Perez is popped up out of play. And the count goes to 0-1. The Saints coming off that Clackamas sweep. The Storm coming off being swept by Southwest Oregon. Second pitch to Perez is down in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike. Jessica Rule again will fire it as that one is lifted out into center, and the catch is made for out number 3. The catch is made by Hannah Tapuosa to end the inning. We are at the end of 3. The Saints 15, the Storm 1. Leading off here for the Storm is Ruby Shoemaker. As Camille Schmitz is back on the mound for the Saints. That first pitch misses the zone for ball 1. Saints leading 15-1 here as we enter the top of the 4th. Fouls that one back. So the count goes to 1-1. Schmitz fires the 1-1. That one just a bit outside, and it's 2-1. Schmitz again the pitch. And that one is in there for a strike, and it's 2-2. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck her out for out number 1. Patty Forrest is up next as she fouls that first pitch back. It's 0-1 with 1 gone here in the top half of the 4th. As Schmitz fires again, swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Schmitz, though, 2 is up high. That's ball 1. One, two, swing and a miss. 2 down. Last batter in the lineup, Hannah Tapasoa, comes to the plate once again. She walks back in the 2nd inning. Her first pitch outside for ball 1. Schmitz fires. And that one just high, ball 2. Schmitz the windup again, and the pitch inside, but called for a strike. It's 2-1. Schmitz fires again. That one is in there for a strike. It's 3-2. 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes to count here to Tapasoa as that one is down in the dirt, and now the count is full. Schmitz fires the full count. That one outside. And a 2-out walk here for Hannah Tapasoa, as that will bring us back to Cassandra Douglas in the top of the lineup. Tapasoa has now walked both times she's been up as Schmitz fires the first pitch to Douglas, and that one is just outside for ball 1. Schmitz fires again. That one is just outside again, 2-0. Two balls and no strikes to count here on Douglas. The pitch lifted out of play, and that one hits the tree branch, falls back into the dugout area as it'll be retrieved by a Chemeketa Storm player. And now the count is 2-1. Schmitz the windup again, the pitch. That one fouled back, and it's 2-2. Fouled back into the Chemeketa Storm fan bench. Two balls and 2 strikes to count here on Douglas. The pitch is lifted out of play, this time going towards the Mount Hood fans on the third base side. So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. 3 consecutive balls out of play. Cassandra Douglas singled back in the second and walked back in the first. The pitch down low, and the count is full. Schmitz fires again. That one down the line and fair into right field. Rounding second, going to third, and sliding in there safely is Tapasoa. Cassandra to second, a 2-out double. And the Storm have runners in scoring position. Sierra Hernandez takes strike one down the middle. Tapasoa on third, Douglas on second. 2 outs here in the top of the fourth. A 15-1 lead for the Mount Hood Saints as Schmitz fires, and that one goes up and out of play right behind the plate. And it's 0-2. Oh, and 2 the count here on Hernandez. The pitch down low, and it's ball one. One, 2 from Schmitz. Lifted out and caught there out at third base. Peyton Foreman with the catch to retire the side. We are midway through 4. The Saints 15, the Storm 1. Olivia Elrod to lead things off here for the Saints in the bottom half of this fourth inning in game one, leading 15-1 over the Chemeketa Storm. This was the same score they beat Clackamas in game two yesterday. New pitcher on the mound for the Chemeketa Storm. That is number 5, Isabel Trevino. As the first pitch from her was down in the dirt for ball one. Want to know the count here on Elrod? The pitch is just outside, and it's 2-0. Elrod with a 2-0 count, and the pitch is in there for a strike. It's 2-1. Two and one the count here on Elrod. The pitch, swing and a miss. 2-2. Two balls and two strikes here on Olivia Elrod. The pitch, swing and a miss, struck her out. Trevino with her first strikeout on our first batter. And now it'll be Kaylee Davis coming into the game, batting for the first time. Trevino sets and fires as that one is dribbled down the third base line, but it's foul. 0-1. Oh, and 1 the count here on Davis. Trevino fires. In there for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes on Kaylee Davis. Trevino in the set. And the pitch outside, 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes. Trevino fires. And that one is to third. Throw to first is in time. 2 down. Abby Cavazos makes the play. 2 up, 2 down so far here in the bottom of the fourth. Hope Burke now. First pitch is in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. That pitch in the dirt. So now it's 1-1. One and one the count. That one is in there for a called strike, 1-2. The pitch lifted out into second, and the catch is there. Going to be made there by Ruby Shoemaker, and that will end the inning. We go to the fifth. Clackamas, perhaps down to their last 3 outs. They need to get at least 5 runs to keep this game afloat. It is 15-1 after 4. Correction on that last player. I was a batter ahead. It was actually Jasmine Barella who was at bat as she popped out to second. Hope Burke was on deck. Pitching now for the Mount Hood Saints to start the fifth, number 14, Mariah Frederick. As like I mentioned just a few moments ago, Saints leading by 14. Clackamas down to their final 3 outs here in game number 1 unless they get 5 runs at least. And leading off is Isabel Trevino. The pitch from Frederick is outside for ball 1. Trevino with a 1-0 count. In there for a strike, and it's 1-1. One outside, but called for a strike. It's 1-2. Frederick, the 1-2 outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. As that one dribbled down the line, but foul, and it remains 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes, the count here on Isabel Trevino. Frederick in the formation, and the pitch. In the dirt, and the count full. Three balls and 2 strikes now on Trevino. Frederick the pitch. And that one is, did she go? She did not. And a leadoff walk to start the 5th here for the Storm. Jessica Rule takes ball 1 upstairs. One on with nobody out here in the fifth. 15-1 lead for the Saints. That one dribbled into left field. That one's going to be a base hit. Rounding second is Trevino. She stays there. It's a single there for Jessica Rule. And now the Saints have, or now the Storm have 2 on. And the Saints defensively starting to let the Storm feel a little momentum. Allie Isaac. Inside ball 1. Isaac the 1-0. Upstairs 2-0. That one fouled back. 2-1. Ali Isaac bats a .417. One home run this season. As she takes that one low and she swings and misses. 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes. Mariah Frederick the pitch up high and the count full. Three balls, 2 strikes. The pitch fouled back. And we'll do it again. Three and 2 the count. The pitch lifted out towards left, and Brenna Wilson diving makes the catch. One down here in the fifth. Correction to Albert Hensley, not batting for the Saints, batting for the Storm. Abby Cavazos with 1 out, 2 on. Takes strike 1 right down the middle. Brenna Wilson making the diving catch out in left field. Perhaps saving more runs from the Storm for coming in. Strike 2 to Cavazos, again down the middle from Mariah Frederick. Wilson was on 2 knees making that catch, sticking her glove out. The ball landing perfectly in the leather. Swing and a miss. 2 down as Cavazos strikes out. The Saints now an out away from ending this game. Here is Ruby Shoemaker. The last leg of life here for the Storm in game 1. Frederick the pitch. Dribble down. Over to second. Throw to first, and that'll do it. Kaylee Davis makes the play. And that will be it for game number 1. The final score, the Mount Hood Saints 15 and the Chemeketa Storm 1, as we have our second game coming up in just a little while. So join us for game 2. The Saints still unbeaten on the year, 16-0.